Bye. Hi, Tubes. I'm here. I'm trying to. Me. What is. Me? Do. Hi, guys. I'm getting set up. I am so sorry. Hi, Feisty. Welcome back. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh, I need to go live. Oopsies. I'm fixing the bottom just a second. There we go. And we're good over here. Awesome. Hi, Justin. I need to fix this. My kids are doing some weird stuff. Nope, don't like that. 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 Don't like any of that. Sure. Ooh, that's backwards. Y'all, I'm having a time right now. Yes, hello, welcome in. Let's see. So Yeezus, hi, welcome back. I see that nothing I said landed with you. Maybe. Why is it doing that? Oh, I get it. Hold on. Nope. Still not good. What the Hi, welcome in, welcome in. I am talking Oh, I was like, why do y'all keep calling me fucking Olive? I just saw that. Okay, cuz okay. I was very confused. I was like, the complexions aren't matching. All right. Is it what is going on with this? Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am trying to figure out why. Aha. There it is. Hi guys. So I do have a mutual aid fund going. I have someone who does need some assistance. We're going to change the color of that though. And I want to make sure that I am able to help and get people together to help with that because that is very much important for people to be able to live and survive, especially with what's going on currently. So if you, I do have links in my description in the bio, and just make sure that you, anything that I get tonight will go to that, and I will make sure that everybody is able to see that there will be a receipt because I want to make sure I got my groceries. I want to make sure everybody else gets their groceries. If I can help that, that's what I'm here for. Jesus, I told you that you could come back if you didn't have that in your bio. But if you would like to call, you can do that as well. Eh. Oh, you really can't see that over there. Maybe. I'm going to turn that black. Black. You know the way people will be saying black. All right. So, hi, welcome in. Please go ahead, tap, share, do the wonderful things, or I will get someone in here to yell at you. Welcome in, Ari Redirect. I really appreciate you all. And I'm just fixing my colors. Let's do that. All right. It's a mutual aid fund. I want to make sure that's on screen on both platforms. Okay. Now I'm reconsidering everything. Okay, Jesus. Once I get my 4K, I will let you up because that is my rule. All right, sounds good. So I just want y'all to know, I was doing the screening for Ari and Mani, and I was like, I asked somebody, hi Ari, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the redirect. I really appreciate that. I do have my phone on, so please, you're more than welcome to call or send in messages. I also talk to non-voters. Because I would like to try to figure out what the fuck we're doing with that too. Because if you don't like misogyny or racism, you're only helping further the systems. And we are at 4K. I need my co-host. Hello, Blueby.
Hello.
All right. And Jesus, can you remind us how old you are?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 25.
Okay. So I know last time we talked, it got a little heated towards the end. What did you want to talk about today? Do you want to unpack the misogyny? Because you wanted to run from that the last time.
Yeah, we can do that. But before that, I did want to say on my way out, I was trying to thank you for being respectful and I got dropped. I'm not sure if you heard it,
I
but I
did.
promise I was okay. I was trying to say that because I really thought it was a respectful conversation.
Oh, absolutely. And something that I tell people is like, because we got everything out of the way last time and everything like that. But here's the thing. Um, Sometimes we get very defensive because our beliefs are being challenged. Okay? Something that we've held on to for so long is being challenged. And that's why we get to this point where it's just like what someone's saying, it's feeling like an attack, like rather than understanding it's just being challenged. Okay?
Right.
All right. So, what go ahead. You ask your questions or lead the way. What do you want to talk about that?
I mean, in terms of misogyny, um, well, can we get definitions first? What is your definition of misogyny?
I'd actually like to get your understanding of misogyny.
Sure. I take it literal that that's just hatred of women.
Okay,
I
so
don't
is
know
that
if
just with words or treatment or what's up?
yeah, I mean, like I guess it could be all of that, like just like like genuinely not liking women because they're women.
Okay. So I think so with me, I put like for instance, white supremacy is the system, racism is it's systemic. You know that's so with the patriarchy, you would get misogyny, right? Where you have this negative belief or inferior or belief of people being inferior and which would end up being women, and that's why women can't are harmed by misogyny. That's
Yeah, I mean,
my
I would
best
say
way of
that. Oh my
explaining
god.
it when comparing it.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, men and women are different. Men are better at certain things. Women are better at certain things, and I think that's just the reality of the world we live in.
Give me an example.
Like for instance, like athletics. Like men are superior athletically, physically, that type of stuff. Women, I would say, are more compassionate. They tend to understand feelings better. I will say that.
So do you feel as if um, that's something that might be rooted in preconceived notion that like boys are supposed to be in sports and boys are supposed to do this and be athletic, whereas girls are supposed to play with baby dolls and be compassionate and stuff like that, and less men are just so or I keep saying girls and men. Okay, so and less women. Sorry, less men and boys are emotional. And do you think that's because you have the terms like man up or boys will be boys?
It could be, but I think that it's biological because it's been like that for a while. Like every civilization is pretty much been the same in terms of the leadership, and the ones that aren't, they don't succeed. Like matriarchal societies, they don't succeed. They don't exist.
They don't exist.
And if they do exist, then it's like they're not like a powerhouse or anything.
They do exist.
Like which ones?
They do exist because they're minding their business, taking care of like their villages and stuff like that. So there are matriarchs throughout Africa and Asia, and I think there's one or a couple in South America.
Which ones? Like how are those countries doing?
So they're not, or so they wouldn't be based off of countries. They're more so like their own tribe and or village. Whereas, so that's another good point is like most indigenous societies actually ran off the matriarch. The reason why you don't see or the reason why you don't see that in the US is because, well, colonization.
Yeah, so they got taken over, which I'm not saying is a good thing, but it just shows that they can't like succeed.
No, they were succeeding.
No.
Well, succeeding in combat, that they don't succeed in combat. Not defending it, I'm just pointing it out.
So when you slaughter, rape, and pillage a society that you basically caught off guard because they invited you and they tried to teach you these different ways of living and stuff like that, and how to be and exist in their space, would you would you see that as successful?
If the society got slaughtered,
No, if you are the slaughtering.
no, I'm not saying that's successful.
That's
In
not
terms of
success.
like,
It's just evil.
it is, yes, it is evil. But in terms of like, there's no other way to say this. I'm not trying to defend it. I'm going to keep saying that. In terms of like power, they succeeded at taking it over.
I'm so sorry. Cuck, I just read that entire fucking comment. Don't piss me off. Talk about some fucking gynocentric bullshit. Okay, so this is kind of the same argument when people are like, oh, communism and socialism don't exist. Or not don't exist, but are failing countries or whatever. But the thing is, people don't let those types of societies succeed or fail on their own.
Well, I think communism is a different discussion than like a matriarchy versus patriarchy.
Not necessarily.
Well, communism in and of itself just doesn't work.
It doesn't work on a on because it's a stateless, classless, so it would have to work on a global scale. Yes, there can't be like we can't. For instance, you can't have like a neighbor that's fucking running off of capitalism and think that you're going to have communism because well, stateless and classless. So
Like, I don't want to unpack this, but are you are you for global communism?
probably not. No, I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
I haven't really
Yeah.
decided. I've gone back and forth with it for sure.
Yeah. I guess I would just say that, like, in terms of like in America, like men and women just aren't the same, and like keep having to try to act like they are, and they're not. Like for instance, athletics is a perfect example. Men and women are completely different in terms of like athleticism. Men in general are more athletic, stronger, all the way down the list,
It
and
depends
women
on
can't compete with men.
what level of strength you are looking or what type of strength you're looking at. Because here's the thing, if you have someone or if you have a particular population that has been playing a particular sport for fucking years upon years upon years, nope, 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 nope. Never mind. I'm gonna walk that one back. So basically, think about it this way: you see that, for instance, people like men have had the white men particularly have had the capability of education and sports, right? And those have been their capabilities within those, within that, and like whereas girls and women could only participate in particular sports. However, it's not necessarily that they fail when they are able, when like whether it's a women's sports team or something becomes co-ed. It's not necessarily that they fail. It's just that they are just getting into it. Whereas you like a white man would have a head start with that.
A perfect example of this would be like basketball. Like the NBA has been around for a long time. I believe the WNBA started in the 90s. Not as old as the NBA, but it's still like 30 years. And they just can't compete with each other. Like if you group it all together and be like professional, like one professional basketball league, women would not be in that league at all. It would look the exact same because there's not a single woman in the WNBA. The best WNBA player cannot compete with the worst NBA player, and it's because they're biologically different. And the like, what shows is that like that league isn't even successful.
I'll
So like
grant
in a
what
way,
league
like
isn't successful.
the WNBA, it's not a successful league. So in this instance,
That's because of the patriarchy.
and do you watch the WNBA?
I don't watch any sports.
Do either of you watch the WNBA?
I don't watch any sports.
Do you know anybody who watches the WNBA?
I don't actually
Yes.
like professional. I don't like professional basketball because it's very show offy type of stuff. However, I do know people who do watch the WNBA and they do follow it closely, as well as like WNCAA, right? That's yeah.
Yeah,
So that is where like I do know that people I know people that do and men women just alike like that they'll watch both. However, when you yes when you but when you are talking about hormonally, if someone is or has more testosterone than the next, which like a woman could have more testosterone than a man because of a hormone imbalance or whatnot. That's what it's based off of. Yes, biologically, you would have more men having higher testosterone levels, but
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
whereas like estrogen just so tends to kind of make us a little frail.
right. My point with like the WNBA versus the NBA is that it's not like the WN like this is a point to prove that we like sexism benefits women in this particular case. I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain it. I know that sounds crazy. Let me explain it, right? Because we're prioritizing women's feelings in terms of the WNBA over like reality. Because the WNBA does not generate money at all. It's
That's
negative. Like,
because of
hold
sexism.
on, can I let me lay it out, and then let me lay it out because I know it's crazy sounding, but
Hmm.
the WNBA is not a negative, is not a positive business. It's subsidized by the NBA because it doesn't generate money. And if that was a men's league, it would not exist. There was no way that a men's league that is negative in revenue would exist at all. But because we prioritize women's feelings and want to make them seem like they're equal to men, we give them a league that doesn't generate money and subsidize it from the men's league. So that shows that we're prioritizing women's feelings over reality because
It's
that league should not exist. It's a negative business.
it's not about feelings though.
That is because we're prioritized. We want to give women a fair chance, so we're giving them a league that should not exist because it's a negative business and prioritizing
So
their
you're
feelings over it.
still basing this off of capitalism, but also that's because of the thing is money doesn't go towards that because of sexism.
Yes, it does because if that was a men's league, it wouldn't exist.
If that was a men's league, it wouldn't. Okay.
If the NBA was a failing league, it would not exist. But the
You completely
WNBA,
missed what Mia was saying.
well, maybe we don't understand each other then.
All right. Because you're talking specifically about. Go ahead, Dad. Did you bring the oat milk?
I did.
Okay, thank you. You remembered.
The kind you requested. Jesus, I don't know. Oh, you're gonna teacup now?
Hold on.
Responding to a
Yeah,
text,
he
my
should
bad.
be good.
Okay. Well, you're talking about how the WNBA is a failing league and all this and that. One of the reasons why they've had a negative cash flow for quite a while is that the NBA, who yes does provide some subsidies, uses
All of
them as
it.
a tax write-off. They
They,
they take losses off of their NBA books and put them into the WNBA as a tax write-off.
that
So
doesn't
that's one of
just
the
that,
reasons why they lose money.
no, they lose money because they don't generate revenue because it's not an
Did you
entertaining
watch
league.
last year? Did you watch the
Nobody,
year before?
nobody watches it. That's my point.
All right, hold on. Idris,
Really,
can
really,
you
they're
just a
filling
second?
men's arenas now.
Just a second, Dean. Oh, um, I just want to say a W for the big kickoff of the mutual aid fund. Really appreciate that. Um, thank you. Let me see. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is going straight to the mutual aid fund because people deserve to eat.
W, whoever sent that.
That is from my boss. All right. Thank you so much.
W Ari. I just came from
So,
watching her and Moni a little while ago. So
I know that she sent everybody over here too. Love her. All right, go ahead.
so the
no,
WNBA, the WNBA has a $3.1 billion contract and 750% growth in merchandise sales. The negative revenues myth collapsed in 2025. The WNBA officially hit the net overage threshold in its 2020 CBA, generating a 45.7 million dollar surplus that triggered the first ever revenue sharing payout to players. You can't share negative money; it's a physical impossibility. So they've been making money since 2020.
No, the league doesn't generate money, or else they would be completely separate from the NBA
They've been making
Wait,
money
wait, wait, wait,
since
wait. Hold on just a
2020.
second. Why do you think they would be completely separate from the NBA?
because it would be its own successful league. They would generate enough money to that it wouldn't have to be subsidized by the NBA.
They're not.
Okay.
Right, they're not.
do you understand that it's NBA teams own shares in some of the teams in the WNBA? The
Yeah,
NBA
that's
itself is not an owner of the WNBA.
That's the only way that it could happen because it's not an entertaining league.
Are you
Like
kidding
if it
me?
was, no, I'm not kidding you.
Oh,
Then your
Jesus.
sexism is ridiculous.
It's not sexism; it's realism.
I've been
It's-
watching it. I've been watching the WNBA for 20 years.
Yeah, and which
And it's
is
some
better, the
high quality
WNBA?
basketball.
Really, they can't even dunk.
That's
Who
what
You
you
can
base
name on-
skill off of?
I don't watch the
That's an entertaining
NBA
part of the
specific.
league.
Dude, I don't watch the NBA specifically because I don't want to watch a bunch of dudes playing one-on-one basketball in a dunk competition every night. That's ridiculously boring basketball. I'd rather have people with skills like the ability to pass the ball around the court, make three-pointers that are tough shots, and do things that actually require skill.
And the NBA, you saying the WNBA has more of that than the NBA?
It has more traditional basketball being played than the NBA does now.
I just don't
The
think you
NBA
watch
is a
the
series
NBA.
of
Wait a
ISO
second, wait a
one-on-one
second.
dunks.
Just a
Who
second.
cares?
So, Jesus, what other league is there for professional basketball?
There's leagues in other countries, like there's some in
Okay,
Europe,
well, we're talking about the
China.
U.S. What
There
other
isn't.
leagues are there?
Like professional leagues. There's like the big three. The big three exists.
And we're talking about professional leagues in the U.S.
That is professional because they get paid to do it. By
Is it
definition, it's
professional?
professional.
Is it semi-pro?
I mean, they get paid to do it, so take it whatever you want. It's not like the top level of basketball, but it is a professional league. Yes, by definition, because they get paid to play.
It would be semi-pro, but okay. So
Okay.
here's the thing. Okay, so I'll give you ABA, American Basketball Association. I'll give you that.
There used to be the CBA until Isaiah Thomas ran it into the ground.
But NBA also has different leagues within it.
Yeah, they have the G League, if that's what you're referring to.
They have G League. They also have Africa League. Like, it's not just like it's just a branch. It's not saying that they don't have. It's not saying they don't revenue or they don't generate their own revenue.
But they don't, is my point.
If
Like,
they
they
didn't,
don't.
if they
they
didn't,
wouldn't
how did
exist.
if they didn't, how did they sign a huge new CBA just last month?
Where does that money come from?
It's
revenue.
not coming from the NBA.
Okay, so maybe if they're positive now, then I'll walk it back. But that's the first time in its like 30-year existence.
Did you
that
not
it's been
listen to what
positive.
Blue told you earlier? They have been positive. They've had a positive cash flow since 2020.
He said 2025, I believe.
No, I said 2020.
Okay, so 5-6 years out of its 30-year existence. My point is that it shouldn't have existed in the first place because it was a failing
Was
business.
the NBA profitable when it initially started?
In terms of, I mean, yeah, it was a profitable league.
Oh,
It was profitable
people-
at the start?
People paid to go watch the games, and they weren't
People
making as
paid to
much
go
back
watch
then.
WNBA games.
Yeah, but they not enough to cover the league. Like the NBA when it first started is completely different than WNBA when it first started.
Do you realize that in 1978-79, the NBA was close to folding completely?
Right, but it didn't.
Their finals were on tape delay because nobody wanted to watch them live. They didn't have a live television contract. The thing that saved the NBA was the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson rivalry with the Celtics and the Lakers in the 80s.
Yeah, I'm aware. And Michael Jordan, yes. Because the players were good enough to get people to come to the games and be more entertaining and watch the league.
After the league was not profitable for almost an entire decade in the 70s.
You said almost. Was it almost not profitable, or was it not profitable?
It was not profitable in the 70s. That's why they were on tape delay with no national television contract.
Just because they weren't on tape, like there was, that doesn't mean that it wasn't
People
profitable.
would not watch them live. They didn't care. They'd rather watch sitcoms.
Yeah, but people were still paying to go to the games, which was enough to cover it because back then was different in terms of money.
Wait a second, but that people are still paying to go to the WNBA games.
I'm not disputing that, but it's not enough to cover
But you're
the
not. You're being logically
salaries.
inconsistent here, Jesus.
No, because I
Yes,
understand
you
that
are. Yes, you
no,
are.
because
Yes, you
I
are.
understand
Hold on,
that
hold
money
on,
now is not
Jesus,
the same as money back
Jesus,
then.
Jesus. Hold on. The NBA, when it started in 1946, lost 1.5 million dollars. Inflation adjusted, it lost 21 million or 20 million dollars in its inaugural the 1946 to 1947 season. From 1946 to 1954, it was speed running failure. It had to cut its teams from 17 teams to 8 in order
Yeah,
to prevent going into bankruptcy.
but it wasn't relying on another separate league to get money like the WNBA was. That's
Why are
my
you moving
point.
the goalposts?
Jesus.
That was my point to begin with. Is that
your
the
statement was that
WNBA?
your statement was that the NBA was profitable from the start.
Yeah, I was wrong about that, but that doesn't mean that the WNBA
The
like my. Yeah, but I also said that the WNBA was borrowing money from the NBA to start up its league. The
It's the
NBA didn't do it
same
from anybody.
so
league.
Who did the NBA get money from to continue to make their league successful?
they shrunk the league.
Who did they
They
get money
cut the
from?
league in
Did
half.
they okay,
They cut the teams in half in
right,
order
but did
to
they
prevent bankruptcy.
right, so they made the league successful through them themselves, not through
Because
somebody
they were
else.
failing. They had to cut themselves in half.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but my point is that they weren't relying on another separate league to get funding like the
So
WNBA
who
was. That's my
cares?
point. That's
They
my point.
in either case they had to do something to prevent failing. It doesn't matter
Yeah, and
it doesn't matter if they had to borrow money or cut teams. They
it
had
does
to do
matter.
something to stop from failing.
It
Yes.
does
No, it
matter.
So
doesn't.
I will tell you why it matters.
if the WNBA had just cut the teams in half and kept going, you wouldn't have a problem.
Well, no, because they wouldn't be successful either way because nobody
Okay, so
watches
it's
the
a double standard.
WNBA.
So
No,
it's a
it's
double
not.
standard.
No, a
It's a double
double
standard.
standard. You're applying a double standard because you're saying it's the
How?
same that explain it to you
I
because
just
you're
said
saying.
I just
Let
said
me
if
know
it
when
was
I
the
can
same
explain
for
it
the
to you.
WNBA,
Let me know when I can explain
would
it
you
to
not
you.
have a problem? And you
That
said
was a
it would be
joke.
the same thing.
That was a joke because the
Jesus, you
WNBA
got
is a
those
joke.
goalposts on roller skates right now. This is fucking
No, you're
ridiculous.
saying it's the same thing that the WNBA was getting money from a separate league to start the WNBA when it was failing. Whereas
Everybody up
the
here is so
NBA,
hysterical. It's so weird
okay,
that women are the emotional ones, but y'all getting heated up here. Anyway, have you ever heard of like sister companies or like, being like companies branching off of one another and then they have the big like Johnson Johnson.
right?
Johnson Johnson got other companies within Johnson Johnson. You know that, right? Would you
Yeah,
say that those companies aren't successful even though they fall under the large owner of Johnson Johnson?
as those companies like making money. What makes a company successful?
They're still open and they're still getting revenue.
Those companies under Johnson and Johnson.
Yes.
So you just answered your own question.
No, I think I just answered or basically walked you right into the point.
There is no point. Like they're not like if the company wasn't successful, Johnson and Johnson they would just shut down that sister
No.
company.
No, that's a tax write-off.
Have you ever heard of loss leaders?
Yes. I don't think you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
Nanner sports.
I don't think you understand how the world works.
Well, you were saying that the WNBA has more talent than the NBA. I want to go back because that's just laughably.
I never
That's
said they
just
had more
hilarious to me.
talent. I never said they had more talent. See, here's how I know you're not listening to actually listen. You're listening to respond with whatever bullshit you're going to spew out of your mouth. Because I never said that the WNBA has more talent than the NBA.
But they play better basketball, right? That's what you said.
In my opinion, they do.
That's
Yeah,
just
I get bored watching a bunch of 6'9", 7-foot dudes either shooting from 20 feet, 28 feet away with no defense on them or dunking the ball. That's what the NBA has been reduced to at this point.
Okay, so that's kind of
I
my
don't
point
care
when
about
it
that
came
kind of basketball.
to like college basketball as opposed to professional or NBA. you see a lot more skill put into it. Whereas when you get up to that professional level, you see a lot more show. And it's the same thing with football. Like because they're trying to find, or they're trying to get up to the next level, right? So it would be the same if like women having to do more to prove themselves and to prove themselves worthy. So that's just something that's one. It's just a hierarchical, like it's visually appealing to see actual skill be put into a game rather than people just like randomly fall in and be like, my ankle, and nobody was near them and shit like that. So anyway,
I don't think it's doing more. If it was like, if this is the case, like it's not doing more, it would be doing the same as men. Because like if you're really in favor of equality, then you shouldn't want the WNBA to exist either. You should just want it to be one single league where they could coexist. But you know that no women would make the NBA.
did I say anything about equality?
No, I'm just saying if you do, if anybody here wants equality, which I'm sure that's what feminism and anti-misogyny would be fighting for, would be equality, then you shouldn't want the WNBA exist. But you know deep down inside that if that didn't happen and you put them all in one league, not a single woman would be in that league because men
Equity.
are athletically superior.
Equity.
Yeah, I don't care about equity.
Do you understand the difference between wanting equity and equality?
Equity is about representation, right? If I'm wrong, tell me.
You're wrong.
And tell me what equity is.
Okay. So, everyone having the same type of opportunity. Hold on, Lilith. I know. So because not everybody starts at the same starting point. My favorite picture or depiction of this is when you have someone with I could probably find it and pull it up, and it'd be so much easier.
I already know what you're talking about.
Yes, it's okay. So they're all trying to look at the game across the over the fence.
This picture right here.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. I almost disconnected you because that one. All right. So that is my favorite. So everybody having the same or equitable opportunities rather than like having the same starting point.
Right. Well, if they all had the same starting point, it doesn't matter. Women still wouldn't be in the league if it was just one league.
We're not okay. I'm beyond basketball. I don't give a deflate the basketball, Jesus.
I'm just using that as an example to show how men and women are different.
I'm really over it because like at the end of the day, I'm like, and this is not me being an asshole. And if you take it as that, then that's your own emotions. Okay. So at the end of the day, when we are looking at the patriarchy and we're looking at misogyny, women just want a chance to, be safe out in the fucking world. And we're not afforded that as a right, okay? Because there are men that think that women are inferior, therefore inferiority means that you can do what you want with it. Or you can just shit on it. Or you can just look at something as less than. Okay? So that's why we have high, and that's why we have high SA levels when it comes to women being the victims of, right? And then if you look at it, it's a power dynamic. There is a power dynamic, just like I explained and talked to you about racism. So there is a power dynamic that is in place because one thing is absolutely certain: since the beginning of this country, a white man has not had to ask for a right to do something. They have not had to protest for a right to do something. I mean, you have workers' rights, but that was just like, the right to have a 40-hour work week. Y'all should have went lower. I'm just saying. But that they didn't have they were their bodies have not been legislated on. Black people, theirs have. Their freedom has. Women, their right to vote, their right to body autonomy still being legislated on. Okay. And it's because we are seen as property. We are seen as breeders. Okay. Our only value has been made to spawn. I make that face as I hear my spawns running around. Skin pets, go to sleep. It's late.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I do have to go, but I'll probably come up on another one if you want to talk more about misogyny. That was one example. I'm sure I can come up with many more to show you my perspective.
Okay,
but
but
once again,
here's the thing, Jesus. I don't want to go back and forth with you. Don't come back with an argument. I want you to come back with some growth.
and I could say the same thing to you.
The fuck I gotta grow for?
What do I have to grow for?
Because
That's
you're
just your
hateful
perspective.
shit.
I haven't said anything hateful. I'm saying the WNBA isn't entertaining. That's not hateful. That's just
I don't give
opinion.
a damn about the WNBA. I just don't want to
That's
be
all
seen
we were.
as a breeder. That's all you
I
want.
never.
I kept trying to redirect.
I never said you. I never once said you were a breeder.
Oh my God.
Did I?
We're talking about society.
Did I?
Oh my
Jesus,
God.
we're talking about. Okay, we gonna start looking at bigger picture next time. All right. This is a work
That
in
sounds like a
progress.
plan.
All right.
You're basically
Thank
my
you for changing
therapist.
the
I
bio.
appreciate it.
Don't do that unless you're gonna visit the links in the bio. All right, I'm gonna drop you down, Dad. Thanks for coming
All
over.
right. Yep.
And thank you for remembering my oat milk. I was moving fast on that one. That was not about basketball. That was just his example, and he ran with it. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. It missed me, but I didn't think it could miss my big ass head after doing this. But I was wrong.
What about the dunks?
But what about the dunks?
Why would a dunk be there?
Fucking why would a man be there? I'm so... All right, everybody. I'm going to need you all to continue tapping because you're falling behind. You already pissed me off earlier. Don't piss me off again. I have a mutual aid fund going straight to the links in my bio so that I can send it to people who deserve to eat because people deserve to eat. I don't give a fuck if you hate black people, if you hate women, if you hate the disabled. I don't care. They still deserve to eat. You're hateful and I still think you deserve to eat. That's just what it is to be a humanist. Unfortunately, it sucks. It's uncomfortable because I would love to say, oh, wow, you fucking suck. You belong under the dirt. But I don't say that stuff because I care about people. So please, in the bio or the description, check that out. So then we can make sure that a family eats and can take care of their necessities, such as heat. It's fucking almost summer. I don't know. Whatever y'all do in your house is your business. But make sure that they can have AC, some climate controlled housing, making sure that they can, wash their ass with some water that comes from a faucet. These are things I would like to... It's not communism. Oh, communityism? Oh, I'm down for communityism. I'm not down for communism. Oh, yes. I also have my gift gallery. So up there where my name is, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and fulfill those for me. Please. I appreciate that. Y'all see the people I be getting. Bart, don't make me fight you. I don't mind communityism. I don't mind socialism. I just know that fucking whatchamacallit can't work on a global level. Mwah! Thank you, Spark. And Tubes, please. Fuck. I thought I told y'all to send me your racist ass, misogynistic ass uncles. Any hoosers. But earlier today, we did talk about health and stuff like that. Thank you so much, Dad, for that cake. And thank you for the dinosaur. I love the dinosaur. Rawr.
Rawr.
Rawr. Sorry, that's the tism.
Dinosaur. Rawr.
Shit, I'll even throw up the non-voter ones. Who's not voting so I could sit there and talk shit to you about that shit too? No, I don't need you as an op because Monty, you are Monty's op every day.
True.
Rawr. I got dinosaurs over in my YouTube chat. I love it here.
Yeah, when you were talking about women's health earlier, the first thing that came to mind was one of the first things that the Trump administration tried to do last year, when that was to defund the Women's Health Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to, but they ended up backtracking on that.
You did purr today, and I heard that. I'm so proud of you, Chicky. That was inspired by Hector. Inspired or I don't know, peer pressure. I don't fucking know. Oh,
Hector trying to make me go broke. When he suggested that, I was like, Hector, I only have so much money.
I only have so much. But anyway, yes. So, these are the things that were being walked back. Which is like the Black history, the women's health. These things, like, and this is another reason why I have this thing right here, and I'm gonna put this up here just for a second. I hope y'all can see it because I don't feel like changing the fucking shit with it because I'm a little stupid.
Stop.
Actually, that. I'm not a little stupid. OBS just fucking hates me. Oh, no. Put it on my sweatshirt. Damn it. Doesn't make it any better. But yeah, that one says, I don't even remember what it says. It says something. Hold up. I got y'all. And I'll just make it big while I do that. Okay. I need to fix this over here. Blue, can you read for the audience? Hold on.
I see disillusioned voters and non-voters allow the patriarchy and white supremacy to thrive.
Ding, 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 ding. So if it's something you're against, guess what? When you don't vote, you lose your voice. And if you don't sit there and speak up about shit you don't fucking like or approve of, they just think you do approve of it because it's not happening to you. And I call that privilege.
Yep.
And something that a lot of people get by on is privilege. And that would be men. I don't give a fuck what your race, nationality, fucking blood type is. Men.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, complacency and silence. Compliance. That's what that is. That is what it is. It's just like if you hear your friends sit there and say some racist shit and you don't clock it, you the racist too. Like, that is what it is. And a lot of people I don't like confrontation. And I don't like being called a nigga. Actually, I don't mind being called a nigga with the hard ER. There you go.
Yeah.
Dad, and it says food is a human right. Thank you so much for that. I want to add that. I want to go there. I want to make sure people can eat. People deserve to eat. If I had to hear about y'all not washing your ass all of 2026 or 2020 when y'all didn't even have fucking toilet paper, I think y'all can donate to making sure that people can eat. Because y'all ain't paying for toilet paper. Y'all saving money somewhere. So make sure people can eat. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I don't like the let's just pretend. Let's just pretend this isn't happening because it's not happening to me. That's weak shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's baby back bullshit. And
Baby back.
no, I'm about to find that. So this is like, it's just weak shit. Like there's no other way around it. You're intellectually lazy. Like again, two birds, the same fucking wing. Yes, I'm gonna keep saying it like that because that's how dumb you sound. Two birds of the same fucking wing makes no fucking sense. Because let's be so fucking for real, social programs or people on social programs are actually able to work their way up or actually thrive and actually stimulate the economy when they're able to utilize it. And you can't be like, food isn't fraudulent. You can't scam people out of food. You just end up taking food from other people. And you already pay into the shit. So if somebody's in there scamming or being fraudulent and getting food stamps, they deserve to fucking eat.
Mm-hmm.
So believing that broke people getting free stuff. No, not free stuff. Things that they're entitled to. But not sitting there and being upset that motherfucking CEOs and fucking billionaires are sitting on a fucking plane all together on your fucking dime. They probably there already. But all these motherfuckers flying over to fucking China, how y'all rich and carpooling? All right.
Nobody gets more free stuff than rich people.
At all. And those are called like benefits or like fucking, what are they called? Swag bags and shit. Get the fuck out of here. All right. I've cussed y'all out enough. Maybe. Possibly. Where are my unhinged motherfuckers out? Here's the thing. Yeah, the thing of saying like then they don't care. Oh yeah, and then not to mention your president is suing the fucking IRS and I can't even get my fucking tax return back. And they're actually thinking about settling. And I can't even get my tax return back.
It's ridiculous.
Like February the 11th, I filed. But your president gets to get some like more money than he's worth. But I still haven't got my tax return back. I just still haven't gotten it. It keeps saying processing. It was accepted, but still, yeah. So call me Australia because I'm rationing, all right? But my kids, they have food. We have climate control, all that shit. We have healthcare because thank me for my service. But not everybody is that fortunate. And again, mutual aid fund.
Happy Military Appreciation Month, by the way.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
I'll go ahead down right there. Hello. There is not enough tax going on. I don't know how long Mia has been on live, but y'all keep fucking around.
52
And
minutes.
I am going to tell everybody in the chat all of their parking tickets that they have not paid. Stop fucking playing with me. Let's get the taps going. Why do you guys tap so much for white people and not black women actually out here doing the work? It's fucking weird. Just say you're racist. Bye.
What if we made them tap to cadence?
Lord.
1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh. She gonna block me for that.
Well, Nikita, she's gonna pull up your jaywalking tickets.
Not the boot camp. It was actually basic training. I'm not a Marin. Thank you. I don't like crayons. However, we do lick windows. Period.
Lord have mercy.
Ugh! I'm so glad I
just
wasn't a
work here.
civilian my whole life because, yo, it would be so boring. But the thing is, if I was to reset, I would make y'all start all over again. Do y'all really want to start all over again? Share this shit the fuck out.
From the top?
Yeah. Wop, wop, wop. Oh, not that. Oh.
I was asking them, do y'all really want to start from the top?
I am goofy. All right, so let me look at news. News. Let's
Nick
see.
Shirley escaped from Cuba.
Yo, I'm putting Monty on a list. Actually, oh yeah, put Monty on a list. Because I legitimately have been waiting for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks to fucking spiral about Cuba. Like, and I mean it. We'll put her on a list that you already named what you gonna do with that list, okay? Anyway, and I was looking for somebody to, and then I was up on like being like, I was up on Polly's panel and he was going around saying what like everybody wanted to talk about, stuff like that. And then there was a whole conversation that went way too long. And so it ended up going too long. And then I was like, well, fuck, I didn't get to talk about Cuba. The next day, Trump was like, yeah, we go for Cuba next. And I'm like, I need someone to talk about Cuba with. Finally made it over here. And I'm looking, and I was like, yes, I'm going to be prepared today. Because preparedness is importantness, right? So I do that today, prepared for a fucking redirect, all that shit. Was ready. And then Monty was like, now watch this drive. Fucking Nick Shirley in Cuba. And I'm like, ah. I have been waiting to talk about Cuba.
I mean, you can still talk about Cuba.
No, it's not fun anymore. Monty already covered it.
It's not fun anymore.
It's not fun anymore. Like I was sitting there, she would be, or he would say something. I'm like, that's not right. And then Monty was like, I don't think that's right. I was like, yeah, no, it's not right. It's like, see, they're afraid to say they're communists. That's because they're not fucking communists. Their military is stalking me. They're just, oh. Monty's in here, but Ari isn't. So I want to let y'all know. There's this dude, he called on screen and he was like, I just want y'all to know, be careful. Because if you don't agree with what they agree with, they coming after you. Like, they just going to start stalking you and stuff. And I'm like, have you tried calling the FBI? Wait, they going to stalk you too. you might want to leave the country. I ain't say all that, but I did tell him, hey, he was one of the people because Blue heard me. I was multitasking because people would call in with their support, and I'd be like, or that they no longer support, but they used to support. You vote in the midterms?
Yep. Yep, that's what they were doing.
But then, because I knew I was sitting them to their embarrassment, I would be like, all right, stay safe, hands and feet in the ride at all times. And then I would put them in the waiting room. Because when I say find something safe to do, I don't mean to go try to talk to Mani and or Ari. Because why would a man be there?
True.
All right. I'm gonna mark this as my second hour, since I did an hour earlier, and I'm gonna cut this one. Because why would traction be there? Thank you all to my contributors and all that jazz. Thank you for everyone over on the tubes. I know I'm still pulling up traction for that because I'm just building that up. I will fight with OBS on a later date. And I love that Yeezus was my only fucking op today. And I be getting some crazy motherfuckers. All right. So, I got $36 because everybody deserves to fucking eat. My links will still be in my bio. My links will still be in the descriptions tubes. If you so happen to find your Blue app password
Say your dad.
in your pants, go ahead and once you take that out, go ahead and get on over to the Blue app and send something over for the mutual aid. I don't know why Justin's saying good night on the tubes when we all know Justin don't fucking sleep. But good night, tubes.